All right, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I think I finally cracked the code this week.
Oh yeah? What'd you
Yeah.
find?
Two Milkmen Go Comedy is an anagram for Gimme Wet Condom Yolk.
I see.
That's right. June was just thirsting after that Ted Miyoshi dick this whole time. Oh, gimme wet condom yolk. Just gonna roll that one over for a little bit. That's a. And I didn't even have to use mommy.
I headed for the door. Wait! Clover's voice stopped me. What is it? I turned to see her pointing toward the wall with the treatment pods. The screen, it changed. What? The screen on the pod's monitor thingy. It says, oh yeah, it says recent operational records.
Oh.
I stepped closer and began to read. What it said was interesting. Currently treating one subject.
Sigma, no, this is very private. We don't need to know this.
That one subject had to mean Quark. This was the pod we'd put him into after all. I read on. Minus 0748, one subject released. Minus 0806, one subject successfully restored. Minus 0816, cold sleep mode disengaged. Beginning restoration of one subject. All prior records have been erased. Authorization admin.
So does that confirm that someone was indeed in the cold sleep?
Seems like it.
So does that mean that Clover and Alice were indeed cold sleep and not clones?
I don't know.
I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be them. This is only one subject we know of, but...
I checked the other pods. They were all the same.
3 people from the cold sleep pods.
Here's something. If they were clones, why would they remember?
Good point. Yeah. So they were... But if they were put in cold sleep, then here's the thing. If they were put in cold sleep, that means they weren't a part of the receptor game.
So here's where we need the next part of the theory.
Yep.
They were cloned. The clones played the original game. These are the originals put in cold sleep for later for no reason, to make it more complicated.
But then how would the clones have any of the memories of who they were cloned from?
They didn't.
They were just, oh my god, I've been brought into this world, what the hell?
Yeah.
You're fucked up. One subject released. And one of these is probably Sigma.
One subject successfully restored. Cold sleep mode disengaged. Beginning restoration of one subject. All prior records have been erased. Authorization admin.
So maybe Sigma experienced some damages during cold sleep. And had
accidentally froze his arms off.
Yep. What of the third one?
Whoa, what is all this? I think it's saying that about 8 hours ago, somebody in this pod woke up from cold sleep. Well, 3 people actually. 1 for each pod. They all say the same thing, see? That's before we all woke up. Huh. I mean, it hasn't been 8 hours yet. Yeah. So the 3 pod people could be 3 of us.
Check the third one.
They could have been captured earlier. Don't know how much earlier.
Decades.
Then they were thawed out 8 hours ago and carried into the AB rooms. Yeah, that seems reasonable. I really don't think there'd be anyone else in here besides the 9 of us. Definitely not. Well, I guess it's actually the 10 of us, huh? Yeah.
So June had to be here in order to do that last step. And then also make herself the target for Dio.
If you count the old woman we found, then it would be 10, wouldn't it? So, who were the 3 pod people? Don't ask me. How am I supposed to know that? All it says is subject.
Check the third one.
A, that's creepy. B, it doesn't tell us anything about who they might have been. It doesn't say when they were put into a cold sleep either. And this bit, where it says all prior records have been erased, authorization admin, that seems pretty suspicious to me.
I think that makes it very clear that, I mean, in case we needed more evidence, that the person who, the 10th person was probably the game admin. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was June here, had to go through and make sure everyone got to their places.
Imagining June running the world's best D&D campaign. The absolute commitment demonstrated here.
Yeah.
The only problem is that someone will die in the D&D campaign, and not their character.
Oh, man. June runs a D&D campaign. The commitment. Oh, yes.
I wonder why they wouldn't just write the time, though.
Because it would be a spoiler if you knew what year it was.
What? Well, you said it yourself. The log says 8 hours ago, not like 9:15 a.m. Those minus signs have to mean this far in the past. Who would ever write the time like that? Yeah, that is weird. Maybe Zero Senior doesn't want us to know what the actual time is. Why not? Hell if I know. Speaking of things I don't know, why did this stuff suddenly show up? It seems like whatever it was that triggered this activated as soon as we opened the door to leave. Wouldn't that mean Zero Senior set it up to work that way? Yeah, but why? That's what I'm asking. What reason would he have to do that? Maybe he wanted us to see the records? Perhaps, but he deleted a bunch of the data. Why? Could it all be a trick? A trick? All of these records are fake. Zero Senior just set it up to mess with us. So you're saying this was just a joke? Well, I can't say for sure, but it seems possible, right? No, it doesn't make sense. Well, let's ask somebody else. Maybe they can think of something.
Check the third one.
Yeah, you're right. If the AB gates have opened, we need to be heading back to the warehouse anyway. Yeah, and we need to tell everyone what happened with Quark. We double-checked that Quark was all right in his pod, then hurried out of the treatment center.
Damn it. I bet the third pod would have said something like treatment or like patient couldn't be restored successfully. And that the third one might have had Sigma, and that Sigma has new arms because of the restoration from coming out of cold sleep. Because strictly speaking, we know that Sigma, Alice, and Clover are the three people that we know are displaced in time. Right? If Tenmyoji is who we believe they are, and if that is indeed June, this has to be further in the future. Which means that Clover, Alice, and Sigma don't match up wouldn't match up.
Yeah.
But thankfully, that's exactly 3, right? So I guess maybe Cold Sleep then wins out. I thought it was going to be clones, but no. Cold Sleep totally makes sense.
So then...
I guess the reason I didn't think it was Cold Sleep beforehand is because that means that they didn't participate in the receptor game. I thought part of what would be the benefit of cloning is that you could then have them participate in the original receptor game back in the original date and have the clones participate in the future. But maybe the event that receives the data is different from what we understand it to be.
Yeah.
So
it would seem it would have to be, right? Given that Dio killing June being a part of it wouldn't work twice, and so on.
That's true. I mean, but it didn't have to be exactly beat for beat the same. It's just that had to lead to that one moment of intense like stress or that one moment of complete like do or die moment, right? Where like June is in the incinerator and needs to pull a number out of her ass. So maybe it doesn't have to be, maybe it's not the case that there was a game to receive it in the present day, but some other event. But
could be any other event in here, presumably. If there's...
I guess I was just basing that on how it worked in the first game, right? Where they had to set up a very similar structure, but I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. So, I guess... Go ahead.
So here's something. Does that put everybody else as from the future? And if so, that includes Phi? I wonder.
It doesn't necessarily mean that, but it would be for everyone else. If they aren't from the future, we would then have to explain why they're here, right? For everyone else, the default assumption would be they are from the future until proven otherwise. And that very much seems to be the case for Tenmyoji. He got here the old-fashioned way, right? Dio and Quark seem to be from this particular timeline, or from these particular later series of events.
And K.
And we don't know what's up with K, because K doesn't have some memories.
We heard enough of the memories to place K, right?
Right, that K, heard enough of K's memory that K is probably indeed also, from this time period. Phi... If Phi was from the past, we would need a reason for that to be the case. And I don't think we have a reason at the moment for her to be from the past. And Luna, obviously a clone of June, so she has had enough time to grow up in the interim.
I'm getting suspicious of Phi. We know so little. This now places Phi as probably from this time period.
Yep.
Doesn't seem to admit to knowing anything, but clearly would if she were.
You got a point there. She would know. Dio knows enough to be like, oh, this is something going on here. I can't say shit. Luna seems to be involved somehow, so she wouldn't say shit. Kay doesn't have memories. Don't have to worry about that. Tenmyoji is like, oh, death game. Okay. And oh, Clover and Alice? Okay, gotta play this. I understand how this thing works, so I have to play it close to the chest. Phi is Santa's kid. We're back to this.
How does that help, though?
Santa is June's brother, so so June's niece comes into the game, and her dad's like, "Hey, here's how this is gonna go," and she's like, "All right," and this is to save the world, and he's like, "Yep." You can ask your aunt about it sometime. And Quark is from the present, from this game's present, and is a kid. So I think that sorts everything out.
Fair enough.
But you're right to single out Phi as the one who would appear to be from the present, but also would appear to have no motive otherwise to be silent about that fact.
Yeah. Is this another warehouse? It looks like just like the other one. Hey, could you show me that map? Yeah, I thought so. This one's right under the Floor A warehouse. Oh, so it is. Oh, are those? Those doors are white. And there are 3 of them. Okay, let's go take a closer look.
Yep, still white. Wait, what do you mean closer look? You moved 3 feet to the right, like orthogonally in the direction of the time. Let's take a closer look. Step sideways.
I knew it. These are chromatic doors. See? They got a little box right next to them, just like the others. So, these are the 3rd round chromatic doors, huh? I guess we'll be coming back here pretty soon. Yeah. Well, we might not have to. What do you mean? We both have 6 BP right now.
Oh shit, and they can both just betray Quark, who can't do anything about it.
That's interesting. We could get our second outdoors sequence.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's true. So... we're a pair, right? Yeah. And who's our opponent? Quark. Exactly.
Well, here's the thing. If that happens, then Tenmyoji gets pissed, and because Sigma can never be allowed to leave, Tenmyoji tackles Sigma, and Clover does fun special ops dance movements to get out.
But Sigma can be allowed to leave. He has once.
He was allowed to leave when also Dio and Phi were leaving, and with the express acknowledgement of the other people involved. Right? Because they were like, we don't trust him. You need to go because we don't trust him to get help on his own. So he is allowed to leave, but only if everyone else is on board with it.
But he's in the pod right now, so...
If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
You aren't saying we should pick Betray, are you? Weren't you planning to? I thought that was why you were okay with option C when we were making the groups. No, that's not... I thought that with Quark's condition, I'd be able to choose Ally and not worry about getting betrayed. Oh, come on, you don't need to lie to me. We're partners. That means we share the same destiny. So let's not hide anything from each other, okay? I'm not hiding anything. Wait, you're serious? You were really going to pick Ally? Whoa, hold on a second there. We might not get another chance like this. Let's say we ally and get up to 8 points. We don't know if we'll be able to get any points next round. For all we know, there might not even be a next round. There are 3 other people with 6 BP, right? DOK and Phi. What do you think's going to happen if one of them gets 9 points this round? That's not going to happen. Why not? Phi and Luna are playing against Tenmyoji. He's only got 1 BP left, though. I really don't think they'd pick Betray. If Tenmyoji picked Ally, they'd kill him. The same goes for Dio. He's playing against Alice and Kay, and Alice's BP... No, don't even think about that. I agree. But her BP is the same as Tenmyoji's, so unless Dio's willing to kill someone, he won't be able to get his BP to 9.
And we all know that he is willing to kill someone.
Then Alice has to vote Betray. Yeah, that is generally the best defensive choice. But if Dio chooses Ally, then Kay would have 9 BP. Yeah. Geez, well, it's just like I said then. If Kay gets 9 BP, then there won't be a third AB game. Well, that's not necessarily the case.
So, it's over when someone gets 9 BP? Nope. As long as that person doesn't open the number 9 door, the game goes on.
So, you think that Kay will stay here even if he gets enough points to leave? I don't know, but it's possible. No, it's not. Well, we can think about how we're going to vote later. For now, we need to get back to the others. There's a couple things I gotta do when we get back. Fine. Okay, back to floor A then. Let's move. I turned and headed for the exit. After a few moments, I heard Clover's footsteps following behind me.
Be funny if this is finally the route where we don't get a choice in the AB game because Clover's like, neck chop. Everyone not letting Dio leave. Oh, this is crab bucket mentality. One of our friends likes to lean on crab bucket mentality when we don't let them have their way. And Clover. Oh, thank goodness you're back.
Yep. Are we the last ones?
Yes.
Hey, where's Quark?
Tenmyoji's expression was furious, and from the way he was stomping toward me, I felt like I only had a few seconds before I was on the ground with his hands around my neck. I explained what had happened with Quark and the pods as quickly as I could.
So, these pod thingies really safe?
Probably.
Probably.
No, they're definitely safe. He's fine.
Well, are they safe or aren't they? Look, I'm just worried about him, alright? You take me to this treatment center, Clover. Don't worry. We've still got 20 minutes left. Plenty of time to go have a look and come back.
Okay. Come on, then. As soon as she finished, she was off. Tenmyoji followed at her heels, and in the blink of an eye they were gone, out the magenta door. Alright, you guys got some splaining to do.
I beg your pardon.
You opened the AB gates before Clover and I got back, didn't you? I want to know why the hell you'd go and do something like that.
Sigma, take a look.
As she spoke, Phi gestured toward the line of AB rooms. Only one was open. It's not like we opened them all up. So you're saying only one person or one pair jumped the gun here?
Yeah.
Well then, who was it?
Right, you're Dio.
I opened it. So it was you. Figured as much. It's not really a big deal, okay? I mean, you came right back. Yes, Dio. Yes, it is a big deal. Why? If you hadn't made it back by the deadline, you'd just have defaulted to ally. No, not just. Are you telling me you didn't know? Didn't you find one of these notes? What? We found this in the treatment center.
There was no such thing in the presser exchange chamber. Is that true? We just did that one. Is that true?
I don't recall.
I don't recall.
I didn't see one in the pantry either. Huh.
Wait. Why would Luna
Well, whatever. You should really probably read it, though.
Here are some more AB game rules for you. Not voting is not an option. If both parties refuse to vote, then everybody gets penalized. In other words, one person out of every color group of 3 has to vote.
You get it now? If we hadn't gotten back in time, Clover, Quark, and I could have died. And you just... Alright, I get it. Sorry, cut me some slack though, man. I didn't know. So you wouldn't have opened the gate if you did? Of course I wouldn't have. What the hell, bro?
Dio really is good at this. It takes a certain amount of... I think it's really difficult to do what Dio does because it involves a complete lack of shame, right? And of kind of ignoring some of the implicit social cues that would otherwise stop you from or discourage you from doing stuff like that.
But also that he manages to come off as a dumbass instead of malicious.
Yeah, exactly. Like he is good at what he does. It's just that what he does is reprehensible. You said the room you went into was a treatment center, right?
Yeah?
If they treat people there, I'd think they'd have shelves of medicine and stuff. Did you find any Excelavir?
No. It's not really that kind of place. It just had those pods and that was it. Besides, if we'd found anything to cure Radical 6, we wouldn't have put Quark in the pod.
I see. Can the pod cure Radical 6?
No, unfortunately.
How do you know that?
Oh, well, it said so on the screen next to the pods. Something about how it can provide relief from the symptoms, but it can't actually cure the disease. That's better than nothing, though.
Huh.
Oh, right, there's one more thing about the pods I should tell you.
Oh.
As quick as I could, I explained what the records had said about the pod's occupants and their cold sleep. Cold sleep?
Are you suggesting that 3 of us were, until recently, cryogenically frozen?
If you can trust what we read, yeah.
Which 3 of us are the pod people, then?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It didn't say who they were or even when they were frozen.
So this cold sleep thing, that means that they basically froze the body solid, right? Not like how a bear or something hibernates, where it just slows way down?
Yeah, I think so.
So what would happen to the heart?
What?
Wouldn't it stop when you were put into cold sleep? Your heart stops and your bracelet comes off.
Oh! So if we go into cold sleep, our bracelets would come off. Then we can just defrost ourselves right away.
You said there were 3 pods, right?
We'd only need to do it 3 times for the 9 of us.
Uh-huh. I imagine that will work for you, but perhaps not so much for me.
The armor.
Oh well, fuck him. Don't worry, I'm sure we'll figure something out. We should go have a look at any rate. We'll be able to come up with a plan once we know more. Interesting that in this scenario, Tenmyoji didn't hear about the non-voting thing for Quark.
Yeah.
So that he doesn't know that Quark's gonna default to ally. Of course! What? What do you mean the cold sleep function doesn't work?
I'm sorry.
You don't have anything to apologize for, Luna. Zero Senior must have locked it down.
But when Clover and I were here, it worked. Yeah, I remember checking it. Then that bastard set this up. That's low.
It is not pleasant, but consider this. You've seen how thorough Zero is. Would he really have left such an obvious loophole? Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Zero Jr. heard me. He could have shut it off. Whatever the case, it is an unfortunate outcome.
Unfortunate, really? You sure? Aren't you just a little bit relieved? After all, we were going to get our bracelets off while you were stuck with yours.
How could you say such a thing? I would never be so petty as...
Before Kay could finish, the announcer's voice echoed through the facility.
10 minutes remain until Ambidex Game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally. Okay, so Tenmyoji figures it out here, nonetheless. Okay.
No, that's not what that said.
It said any non-voting part.
But that wasn't what the note said.
Right, the note said everyone has to vote from the thing.
Yeah.
You're right. I guess the salient point for Tenmyoji was that they could, like, he could see it as them purposely getting Quark out of the way so they could safely vote betray and know that Quark would not vote betray in return.
But that's not new information, right?
Yeah, you're right. That's not new information. No, you're absolutely right.
Time's running out. We should get back, guys.
I'm staying here. I can't leave Quark.
Are you nuts, old man? You're a solo. Luna and Phi could kill you.
Yeah, I know. I've only got 1 BP.
Exactly. If you don't vote, you'll default to ally. All they have to do is pick betray.
We won't. You staying here won't change our vote.
Right. We always intended to choose ally. Tenmyoji staying here is just another reason for us to stick to that plan.
Luna has the same number of BP as you, Tenmyoji. Normally the safe plan would be to choose betray. Since you will be unable to betray them, then Fi and Luna can choose ally without worrying about their own points.
Yes.
Well, there you go. I trust Fi and Luna. I'm sure they'll choose ally.
Wait, you trust Fi and Luna? Really? Is this not the route where Fi and us Sigma betrayed? All right.
No, only Sigma.
Only Sigma? No, he said he didn't care about which one of them had pressed the button.
Sounds good. Okay then, Tenmyoji, you take care of Quark.
You think I need you to tell me that? I'll take my eyes off him for a minute.
Come on. We don't have much time left. We need to go.
Back at the Floor A warehouse, we opened the AB rooms.
Four minutes remain until Ambidex Game polling closes.
All right, Clover. We should probably head in too. Okay.
Still like how there's a fire extinguisher there, just in case. I know it was part of the puzzle, but still.
Sigma, do you remember what I said back in the other warehouse? Yeah. You told me we should betray Quark since we might not get another chance like this, right? Yeah. Can I, take that back? Huh? I changed my mind a little bit after talking to Tenmyoji. I think we should choose ally. Hey, that's more than just a little bit. That's like someone trading in a Shih Tzu for a German Shepherd. What the hell happened with you two? Did he say something to you? I can't tell you.
He maybe revealed something or told Clover a little bit about who he was.
What? Why? I just can't. You'd laugh if I did anyway. I won't laugh. Really? Promise. Well, I still can't tell you. Hey, come on. I promised. I told Tenmyoji I wouldn't tell anybody. Alright, fine. I won't ask about it again. But Tenmyoji doesn't really have anything to do with this, right? Our opponent is Quark. No, he does matter. Quark is really important to Tenmyoji. If we betray Quark, we're betraying Tenmyoji. Come on, don't you remember? When we were going into the red, blue, and green doors, Tenmyoji said something.
I didn't say there wasn't anyone I trusted. There's one person. Clover. I just know that you'll keep him safe.
I can't betray someone who'd say that about me. You seemed pretty ready to betray him back on floor B. That's because I didn't know who he was.
And now you do know who he is.
Oh ho, so you're saying you know who Tenmyoji really is. Well, if what he told me was true, yeah.
Yep, so you're like, oh, hi Junpei. Oh no, things are fucked up, huh? Okay, I understand. 1 minute remains until Ambidex Game polling closes.
Please, choose ally. You aren't going to try and vote yourself? If I try, you'll just throw me off, right?
But wait, how come your super awesome special ninja skills don't work when it's just one-on-one like this?
They have to be top secret. If I whipped them out every time here, no one would be surprised when we got my backstory.
I see.
I don't think I'm strong enough to fight you. So... all right. With that, I turned to face the voting machine. The question was, what would I do? Ally or betray? Just as Clover had said, betraying Quark was like betraying Tenmyoji. That wasn't even taking into account that Quark was just a kid, and he was infected with a deadly disease that would almost certainly kill him if we didn't do something. How could I betray someone like that? Only a monster would take advantage of a helpless child for their own gain. On the other hand, what Clover had said in the warehouse on floor B was true. It was unlikely that I'd get a chance like this again. If I chose betray, then I'd have 9 BP. I would be able to escape this godforsaken hellhole.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex Game polling closes.
So what would my choice be? What would I do? Ally or betray? I chose
3, 2, 1. Like we need to say it. I'm too much of a softie. I'd be way too easy to betray in a game like this. Round 2 of the Ambidex Game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
What did you choose, Sigma? You didn't see me push the button? No. Huh. Well, you'll know in a moment. Let's go. I gave her a light pat on the shoulder and headed toward the wall where the results would be displayed.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex Game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen. Yeah, of course. Yep.
It'd be so funny if that was a betray.
Kind of like what happened with Alice in that one game. Fi? Interesting. Doesn't want to kill Tenmyoji.
Dang. Close to getting out of here with Quark.
Dang! Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points. So I'm guessing this route is where we get the last of the round 3 escape rooms.
So you chose Ally, huh? Yeah. Quark is sick, a kid, and unable to vote. I couldn't bring myself to betray someone like that. Thank you. No need to thank me, I only did what anyone would have. So you guys chose Ally too, huh?
Of course. Tenmyoji had only 1 BP left, and he was guaranteed to vote Ally. So there was no way we could betray someone in that position.
If we had, then he'd... Yeah, you didn't have much choice. Alice, Kay, and Dio, on the other hand, seem to have had a less pleasant round.
Hey, what the hell is your problem? You're either crazy or just an asshole. Were you trying to kill me?
No, nothing like that.
Well, then what was it like? If we'd voted Ally, You would be dead. The needles in your bracelet would have activated, killing you.
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I didn't think there was any way in hell you guys would choose Ally, not with Alice's BP of 1. The only way you could possibly vote was betray. Picking Ally when I knew you guys would pick betray would have been suicide.
You can't die. You've got 6 BP.
Well, maybe not immediately, no, but I would have been signing my own death warrant. Heck, not just mine. Everyone except Kay's.
What?
Didn't you think it through? Your vote was always going to be betray. Let's say I was a raving lunatic and picked Ally. What would happen to Kay's BP?
6 plus 3 would make 9.
See? Then it'd be game over. Life over. He'd open the number 9 door and blow this popsicle stand. And that'd leave us twisting in the wind, living out the rest of our miserable lives stuck in this place. You see? That's why I chose betray. I did it to save all our necks, including yours.
Don't you understand? The only way I could save you was by putting you in danger. Oh.
Alice gritted her teeth and scowled fiercely at Dio, apparently trying to think of a rebuttal, before finally snorting indignantly and stalking away. Shortly thereafter, the warehouse was filled with the rumbling sound of the doors sliding shut.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the star round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on the usage of the star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
There are no limits on the hams, I just remembered. As many times as we want, huh? Then that means we can play the AB game as many times as we want, right?
Hey, didn't Zero Jr. say something about this?
As soon as the gates close, your colors all get shuffled up automatically. The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Yeah, he did.
Can you guys all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all our colors and groups are this time. Within moments, a series of wrists were extended for me to examine. I see. Luna and Clover are a cyan pair, and Phi and Alice are a magenta pair. The remaining 3 are all solos. K is Dio, Red is green,
Whoa.
and I'm blue.
Wait, you said K is Dio.
What?
You said K is Dio.
Sorry. A wave of tiredness suddenly came over me. K is red, Dio is green, and I'm blue, dabba dee, dabba die. So how are the groups supposed to work for the next round? I think the next doors are going to be those white ones down in the Floor B warehouse.
Yeah, I heard about those. And at least on this route, they know about the med beds, so there's a chance Alice also survives. They haven't gotten the Accelavir from the lab, but presumably the doors will open, like they'll get free reign rule at some point and be able to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Alice told me about them while we were waiting for you in Clover. I think I've got them figured out.
Yeah, so lay it out for us. How are the groups going to shake out this time? Phi nodded and began to explain. Option A.
Option A. Tenmyoji and Quark, yellow, pair up with me. Blue, to open one door. Phi and Alice, magenta, pair up with Dio, green, to open another door. Oh, wait, no, wait. Alice, wait. It said Phi is explaining it, but this is clearly Sigma. Fuck.
Is it?
Yeah, it says me, blue.
Oh, yep.
To open up another door. Luna and Clover, cyan, pair up with K, red, to open the last one. Oh, is there only one option? Yeah. No other combinations would be able to open the secondary doors. Admittedly, Tenmyoji and Quark aren't here for us to check, but I'm sure they're the yellow pair. If they weren't, then Sigma would be stuck without anyone he could pair up with. Oh god. Ever thought I'd have to put up with Dio again?
Well, you just didn't think hard enough then. Sooner or later, everybody puts up with Dio. Wait.
Huh. The thing is, though, that no one's ever going to go up against Dio and pick anything other than Betray at this point, so... He just has to luck into an opponent who won't... Wait, Alice is going to be in a med bed at the end of this round. Was Alice a pair or solo?
I don't remember. So... a pair.
So it'll just be Phi in the other... Okay, Phi will still be around. Okay, so...
So, what should we do now? It looks like we have a lot of time until the primary doors open.
I, for one, will be sampling more of the Pad CU!
Yeah, about 80 minutes.
I'm worried about Quark's condition. Those pods can't cure Radical 6 and he still needs help. Well, we don't have anything to lose, so we might as well look for that medicine, right? The Accelavir? Yeah. What about the rest of you?
Oh, I'll help.
As will I! Luna, I will help. Probably knows exactly where it is and can't say anything about it. Right? What the fuck, Luna?
Me too.
Fine. I guess I can help.
What about you, Sigma?
Of course I'll help. What kind of a jerk wouldn't?
Looking straight at Dio. Okay, we split up and search.
Can we split him up?
You know what? Dio, how do you feel about that?
After some discussion, Dio and Kay were assigned to the pantry, Luna and Alice to the treatment center, and Clover, Phi, and myself to the pressure exchange chamber.
Shall we regroup in the Floor B warehouse 10 minutes before the doors open? Oh wait, maybe they just can't get into the laboratory now. I thought they would have opened it, but it seems like they can't.
And
Maybe.
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
and yeah, people have gotten into places they shouldn't have been able to, right?
That's true, like the Golem Bay that one
time.
time. Yeah. Shall we regroup in the Floor B warehouse 10 minutes before the doors open?
We all nodded. Kay turned to Alice and Luna.
You are going to the treatment center, correct?
Yes.
And please remember to tell Tenmyoji where we intend to meet and when.
Okay.
You must also remember to bring Quark with you. I'm concerned about removing him from the pod, but it cannot be helped. Without Quark's bracelet, Sigma and Tenmyoji will be unable to open the secondary door.
Right.
Good. So you got all... Looks like you got all that straightened out. Let's go.
With a final nod to one another, we split up, each team heading in a different direction. So, this is the pressure exchange chamber.
No, this is just the prep room. I don't see a single peck in here. There are 2 levels. The actual pressure exchange chamber is downstairs.
How do you know that?
Alice told me. She was one of the people who investigated this room.
Did you talk to her when you were waiting for us back at the warehouse?
Yep. Definitely didn't just go through one exactly like it on my way in.
Well, let's head downstairs then. Good idea.
I was really hoping it would be the private ecclesiastical commode. What?
We're in the Protestant Evangelical Church.
Oh, dang. Wait. Yeah.
So this is the real thing.
Seems like it.
Why do they have something like this here?
Well, this is just what Alice told me, but
Apparently the pressure inside this facility was a lot higher than the pressure outside. That was part of a system designed to keep the virus from getting in.
Alice told her that? Or she knows this and is putting it on Alice?
Oh. It did mean, however, that we'd need to go through a decompression process in order to get outside.
Unless you want to get the bends.
That album was alright.
What? That was my favorite Radiohead album. I liked them more before they got all weirdly pretentious. Remember all those suits along the wall of the prep room? Those keep you from getting infected. We won't even be able to enter the pressure exchange chamber if we don't have them on.
I see. Whoa. Then that newspaper article was right?
Unfortunately, that seems pretty likely.
So the air out there is teeming with Radical 6?
Yep.
Something's been bothering me.
What is it?
Aren't you saying that if we put on those suits, we can go into the pressure exchange chamber and go outside, right?
Oh, no. We can't do that. The door beyond the pressure exchange chamber is locked up tight.
Damn it.
Yeah, so I wonder, I was thinking about what you said. Like, I wonder where that did lead to at one point. Because it seems like there was an exit on top of the facility and an exit in the bottom of the facility, but where did it go to?
Just one door between us and freedom.
The mines! The mines where they found Radical 6! Deep within the earth!
Ah, it's calling to me, Sigma. I'm yearning for the mines. Well, if you look at it that way, it's the same as the number 9 door.
Okay, yeah, but...
Whatever. We need to be focusing on finding that Accelavir. Quark needs it.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll go look around upstairs. You two take this floor, all right?
Got it.
Gonna go work on my quick draw. Wachow! Wachow!
Okay.
Nothing?
I laughed.
It was all... You're the reason I know who that person is. I just like the idea of Phi off the distance going like, Wacha! Wacha! Dang it. Not quick enough.
We looked everywhere we could think of, but turned up nothing. Eventually, I couldn't keep my mouth shut any longer. Hey, what do you think the deal is with this stuff about the world being infested with some crazy virus? A pandemic seems like it would make the news, but I don't remember hearing anything.
And now Clover, now knowing who Tenmyoji is, knows that there has been a lot of interceding time. And so is like, oh, how much do I tell Sigma?
Wait a minute. You mentioned it, didn't you, back when Dio was asking questions? We were in the infirmary. It was right after Quark lost it.
Have any of you guys heard anything about any sort of viral pandemic?
Well, no, but...
Which is weird, because if this took place in 2025, they absolutely would have. Just a different one.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
And then Alice said,
I have heard rumors about a virus being used as a bioweapon. So it was being adapted, or at least Alice's organization was aware of the possibility of it. Okay, at that point in time.
So what's the rumor she was talking about? I got the feeling you and Alice were talking about the same thing. Clover, what do you know?
Wait, they're in this room without these suits. I guess
But
maybe
are
they
they?
don't need to pressurize it anymore because the puzzle's over.
But also, are they? Or are they just reusing the sprites that they got?
No, because remember for the other scenes where people were in the suits? They had a sprite of someone in the suit. Remember back during Dio ending?
But not in this puzzle, right?
But not in this puzzle. But but they also didn't show anyone, and they had them only in the corners in their little visor units. They had like the green filter over them to show that they were coming through the radio communication.
Right, so that's what I was figuring. Like, we didn't get them in the suits when we were in here, so does
But
the
they
game
also
have that?
made a point of never showing them as character models in
Yeah.
this room. So yeah, the room is they don't have to do the puzzle anymore. It's not pressurized, and it's not any more pressurized in here. They're just looking around.
What are you and Alice, anyway? I heard you guys belong to some sort of organization, but what is it? Sigma, that's rude.
Oh, what? Am I not allowed to ask about... Oh.
Clover was quiet for a long time. She bit her thumbnail and looked down at the floor. Then finally, she lifted her head and met my eyes. Fine. I think I can trust you.
This is going to be Clover End, is it?
Maybe. Just don't tell Alice, okay? All right. Promise? Promise.
And we made a big promise to Clover already, so she has a reason to take our word now. Because we promised we wouldn't betray Quark, and we didn't.
Clover nodded and began to talk. I listened with rapt attention at a complete loss for words. Here's what she said. Alice and I are agents of the SOIS, which is under the jurisdiction of the Department of Defense. SOIS stands for Special Office of Internal Security, and we're an elite intelligence division that investigates potentially disruptive or dangerous elements, such as domestic or foreign terrorists, radical political splinter groups, and religious organizations with extreme agendas that could pose a threat to the state or citizenry. Our existence hasn't been made public, so there are only a few people who even know we exist. You can tell this is fiction because these groups didn't take power this time.
Another Uchikoshiism, though, like that likes to come back, kind of like I wonder. Wait, no. Abyss is in Japan though, so they're separate. I wonder if there's any international cooperation.
You're probably wondering how I even got involved in something like that, huh? Well, it started when I met Alice. I told you that I played the Nonary game twice before, right? Well, this was after the second time, so about a year ago. We'd just escaped and we were all stuffed into this SUV barreling across the desert. I was driving, and that's when I saw her. Alice. She was standing next to the road with her thumb out. And pussy out. Like, what the hell?
I knew at that moment I had to get in there.
She was already working for the SOIS, and she'd been on her way to the building we'd been trapped in as part of her investigation. But on the way there, her car had broken down. We offered to give her a ride, of course. After she got in, we started talking, and it turned out that Alice had gotten a tip that the terrorists she was after were in the building we'd been trapped in. We couldn't see how us playing the Nonary game had anything to do with the terrorists. But Alice had a suggestion. Maybe the two people who trapped you in there are the terrorists.
And that turned out not to be the case, right? The retcon that they made to connect the two was that it was Ace who was connected to the group, right?
That didn't seem very likely to us, but we were chasing after them anyway, so we decided to bring Alice with us. Unfortunately, we didn't find them. As far as we know, they're still out there now on the run. Anyway, we were taken back to SOIS headquarters and put into custody.
June and Santa, 2 minutes after the Nonary game finishes. Book it!
This is wild. If you look on the other screen, the flag is blank.
No, it's still there. It's just brighter. We've talked about this, but someday at some point, we'll make the two show roughly the same image, but today's not that day.
I guess they thought there had to be some kind of connection between us being kidnapped and the terrorist group they were investigating. But they must not have found anything, because after a few days of questioning, they let us go. We all went home and returned to our lives. But things didn't go back to the way they'd been. My mom got real worried about me and my brother since we'd gotten kidnapped twice now, so she hired bodyguards for us.
Honestly? Fair. One time is random happenstance. 2 times is... That's a pattern. Unfortunately, those bodyguards didn't do anything the 3rd time, did they? Oh, no.
Oh, I haven't told you about my brother, have I? He's super awesome, for one. And he was in both of the last 2 Nonary games, too. So anyway, we'd been grabbed twice.
Good thing Snake at least got to sit this one out, right?
But the people behind the 2 Nonary games were totally different. That didn't matter to my mom, though. So after that, all these huge men in black suits followed me and my brother everywhere. It was awful. We were always being watched. People would look at us funny because we were being followed around by a group of creepy-looking guys. I couldn't stand it.
I mean, clearly the fear was justified.
Just when I thought I'd finally be free, all that was waiting for me was another kind of prison. The only time I was really happy was when I was hanging out with my brother. So we were talking it over one day, and we decided to leave. Like, run away.
Do you remember what Clover's brother's name is?
I've forgotten.
His name was Light.
Yagami Lights!
Not quite. Do you remember what their last name is?
No.
Field.
Lightfield
and Cloverfield.
So we did it. After that, we lived on our own.
Remember how Clover wasn't actually a code name, but was just kind of retrofitted into a code name to cover up the mea culpa?
I worked in a cafe, and he composed music. He plays the harp, and he started writing this kind of new agey music. It got kind of popular, so we didn't have to worry too much about surviving. Sometimes he'd play at little venues like coffee houses and stuff, and his fans would show up and listen to him play and cry.
Wait, they would listen to him cry, or they would cry. The fans would cry.
Or some of them would meet on their own and recite stuff from the book he'd written and play his songs. I know that sounds kind of like weird and culty, but they just do that stuff on their own, okay? My brother doesn't have anything to do with it.
That sounds like an organic fandom and not a... Yeah, that just sounds like a fandom and not a cult.
Anyway, we did that for a while, and then one day Alice showed up. I need your help, she told us. We need people who can do what you do. So we went to the location she gave us, and it turned out to be the headquarters of the SOIS, where they'd taken us after the second Nonary game. They put us in a room with about a dozen or so other people who are about the same age as us.
Interesting that Alice never brought up Snake in her telling, which is either her showing some discretion, right? Because we know about Clover, but we don't know about her brother necessarily, so maybe she's just, holding that back for Clover's sake. Or maybe Snake isn't as deeply involved as Clover is.
She also didn't bring up any of these events, so it could be that Snake is involved and this just isn't that part of the story that she told us.
Yeah.
A bunch of them looked familiar, too.
Clover lived 5 years of her life without being put in her room to do experiments about the morphogenetic field.
It only took a moment to realize how we knew each other. They were the kids from the first Nonary game.
Could you all stop doing this to us?
To be fair, they asked this time.
Okay, you know what? Actually, yeah, okay. Okay, you know what? Them asking is actually making a material dip. But that's still, like, relitigating the same thing that they've...
We were all excited to see each other again, and we were hugging and shaking hands and stuff. And then Alice walked in. The whole room went quiet. She walked up to the podium and looked around the room, making eye contact with each one of us. Right now, a terrorist organization is preparing for a major attack. They plan to trigger a viral pandemic.
The last one?
If they succeed, they will strike a massive blow against all of humanity, not just any one country. It's possible that we as a species will die out completely. We are doing our best to prevent this, but we need your help. You are what we call espers. You have the ability to access the morphogenetic field. We need that. I'm guessing you don't know what any of that is, but basically we can do this thing that's kind of like telepathy. I mean, it isn't really telepathy, but that's probably the closest thing, okay? Espers can resonate their consciousness with another person through this thing called the morphogenetic field. The purpose of the first Nonary game was to research that ability. So they kidnapped kids who had the potential to do it and threw them into the game. Alice had gathered up all the kids from that experiment. Well, I mean, it had been 9 years since it happened, so we weren't really kids anymore. Anyway, everybody she'd brought in was an Esper. That included me and my brother, of course. I bet you think I'm just making all this up, huh? I don't blame you. It is pretty crazy. I mean, I was even starting to forget I could do that stuff.
I mean, yeah, I guess when you're not under constant duress, you just kind of want to just hang out and maybe occasionally ping your brother with like, hey, bro, I forgot your coffee order. What do you want?
I said a latte with no foam.
That's just a flat white, right?
No foam. They make it differently, Clover. I can taste the difference.
Why am I making Snake into an asshole? He wasn't an asshole. He was very nice.
So when I heard Alice's story, I was like, screw that. I was trying to move on with my life, and now some shady government creeps wanted me to use some weird ability I had for them? No way. I wasn't even sure I could do it anymore. Some of the others felt differently though, and they told Alice they'd do it.
I guess for some of the others, it was a one-time thing that had happened, right? So traumatic, but not repeated. Whereas Clover, it's like, this is just her life now.
It was a job after all, and most people wouldn't turn down a salary like that. Oh, right, I forgot to tell you, she told us how much they'd pay us if we helped. It was a lot, more wealth than you can imagine. But I was still totally against doing it. My brother told me he'd go along with whatever I decided, so I decided we were leaving. A couple days passed, and then Alice showed up at our apartment. She didn't waste time. The people behind the first Nonary game might have been part of the terrorist organization Alice and the SOIS were after. Wasn't that, she asked, something that I might want to know more about?
Right, behind the first Nonary game, because that was the one that Ace had been involved with.
Yep. That got me curious. My brother, too. But the clincher was what Seven said to us.
Oh, hey, Seven!
He was one of the guys that got abducted with us for the second Nonary game. She called him on her phone right then and there and handed it to us.
You guys are the only people who could do this. We don't know where Junpei is. He's gone off to travel the world looking for Akane. I ain't been able to get a hold of him. Please, just do me a favor and help Alice out.
Junpei, like Seven, another participant from the second Nonary game. Definitely not relevant here.
I'm surprised Seven came up. Was that what I did for Seven's voice during the first game?
Probably.
Someone remind me. That felt like the right one, but
Akane, one of the people behind the second Nonary game. Seven was a Japanese policeman, which was probably how Alice got in touch with him. Anyway, that did it. My brother and I agreed to join the SOIS. For the next couple months, all we did was train. Half of the time it was general knowledge and technical skills an SOIS agent needed, and the other half was learning to strengthen our Esper abilities.
is this going to end with Clover being like, and I can't reach my brother anymore?
Or is it going to end with her displaying that she can indeed shoot mind beams now? They'd actually known about Espers for quite a while and had a lot of techniques that helped us get better and stronger. I understand now. She's dressed ridiculously because that's her Esper outfit that strengthens her powers.
Or maybe she doesn't need to justify how she dresses when she's on her own time, yeah? Maybe if that's what Clover wants to do on her own time, that's fine. And she didn't ask to be kidnapped on that point.
After several months of hard work, we were finally ready for our first field missions. Mine was an infiltration. My brother stayed at the base so I could relay information back through him. I was supposed to sneak into a research facility posing as one of their workers, and then use the morphogenetic field to transmit what I found back to my brother. But everything went wrong. It was a trap. The whole research facility was fake and I got captured. Alice had to come and rescue me. I'd been sending information about the inside of the facility to my brother, and Alice used that information to come and find me. As soon as she got there, she picked me up and carried me out. I was relieved and happy to be alive and free, but I also felt ashamed and miserable. While she was carrying me back out, I started to cry. She was just so cool, and I wasn't. I wanted to be just like her. So, from that day onward, I did everything I could to be more like Alice. Our infiltration ended in failure, but we did manage to get something useful. In fact, we were able to figure out where their headquarters was. The directors decided that December 25th, 2028 would be the day we would strike. This time, I promised myself we wouldn't screw it up. I was finally going to get some answers about something that had been with me for most of my life. But then, on December 22nd, 3 days before the raid, Alice and I were attacked by people in gas masks while we were going over our plans.
Man, Clover trying to get closure for all her trauma. And instead just, how about more trauma?
And when you woke up, you were in the warehouse. Yeah. All of that talking seemed to have tired Clover out. She sighed and her long hair swayed as she moved. Hey, I got a few questions. What are they? Well, first off, your powers, I guess.
Has Fi been listening into all this?
She had left, right?
She's upstairs.
Oh.
Well, if they're not in the suits, then she can't hear over the radio like Clover did earlier, so it's probably not that.
I'm guessing you can't use them right now? Yeah. I'm not really sure why. I've been sending my brother messages ever since I woke up, but no response. Yeah.
Yep. And we know why that is. Well, we don't know that Snake is dead, but there's a 2/3 chance at least, right? And if he's not, he's very old, and it might be the fact that something about them growing up apart from one another has maybe weakened their connection through the morphogenetic field or something. Right? It's all kind of weird magic pseudoscience stuff, but I could imagine that affected it somehow. So that even if he is alive, like, maybe their connection no longer works the same way.
If there was another Esper here, they could make me stronger, but that's just wishful thinking. Wait.
What?
Well, if there's someone else who's stronger than me, then they kind of absorb my powers. Maybe. No, never mind. That's probably not it.
Clover, why are you posing? We hadn't really...
This is my Esper pose. I'm trying to use the power.
Yeah. We
They
hadn't...
teach you to do cool poses at SOIS to magnify your abilities.
like JoJo.
Yeah, voguing gives you 15% extra output.
We hadn't really interrogated that angle of this whole situation because I just assumed it wasn't going to be relevant, right? If Snake wasn't around for her to send messages to, then... I mean, obviously the morphogenetic field is important because that's what we assume the end goal is, to send the information about Excelivir back in time.
Mm-hmm.
But I hadn't really considered, like, is there anyone else here that... I think I threw it at one point, maybe the reason maybe Quark has access to the morphogenetic field, but that was based off of just nothing. It was before we learned about Quark's backstory.
I mean, it sure seems like Sigma and Phi do, right?
Sigma and Phi, too, to a degree, yeah. But we don't know if it's stronger than Clover's. Well, I guess they both seem to be aware of at least of the receiving memories, right? And other people have been receiving at least some minor bits, like Junpei and Alice.
Mm.
Remember, we both had scenes of them being like, but you voted the other way last time. Huh.
Right, whatever. I have some other questions, so moving on.
But yeah, maybe Sigma and Phi are just so good at morphogenetic field bullshit that they're just overpowering Clover entirely.
I think I understand what Alice was talking about now. They were trying to spread that virus, right? Yeah. Okay, so who are they? Well, I can't tell you that. What? Why not? You told me all that other stuff, but this is too much? Well, Alice would be mad at me. I already told you I wouldn't tell her. But... Fine, let me rephrase. When are they going to do it? Well, if we knew that, we wouldn't have gone to all that trouble. So you don't know? No. All we know is soon. But that could mean just about anything. Yeah. It could be next week or next month or even next year. Or it could have happened already. Wait. You mean they might have already released the virus? Wouldn't that make the most sense? Like, how about this room? Or that newspaper article? And the 3 people who were put in cold sleep? Are you saying Yumi and Alice were frozen and the pandemic happened while we were on ice?
Yep, that's what we were saying.
Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Nobody else has heard of Radical 6 either. Maybe they're lying. Really? All 6 of them?
Interesting. We had gone down the list about this, right? But K, convenient amnesia. Dio has an agenda. Tenmyoji knows what the score is coming into it. Quark follows Tenmyoji's lead.
Quark also might not know what Radical 6 is because he didn't exist until after.
That's true. Quark just might not know what it is. Luna, somehow in on it. Phi is the only one that we are still kind of tossing back. Phi is the only one whose connection we're not quite sure about here.
This is interesting, especially with Phi being the other one that most clearly has timey-wimey powers and stuff and is doing things here.
Santa's daughter! Come on, kid, you gotta do this for your Aunt June.
Well, if K really does have memory loss, then it's only 5. Quark is out too. So you're saying Tenmyoji, Dio, Phi, and Luna are all lying.
And of all of them, Phi is the only one who we don't currently have a reason for.
I guess they are a little suspicious. Right? And what's their motive? For lying? How would I know? Then what's the motive for a terrorist organization to start a pandemic? I heard it was something about purifying the unclean. Purifying the unclean? Oh, unclean. 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 What? What are you doing? Shut up. Just hold on a minute. I'm this close to remembering. Unclean. Clean. Een. Een. She leapt up, suddenly excited. Neostigmine. Neo what? Did you forget it already? I'm talking about this stuff. As she spoke, she pulled something out of her pocket. It was the injection gun, complete with a vial of medication. Oh, right, I remember that. It was in the safe. It was in the safe in the treatment center, right? Yeah. I didn't have any idea what it was, though, so I gave it to you. Exactly. Are you saying you've heard about this neostigmine stuff before?
Okay, so now we're getting an explanation for what this is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just remembered. You remembered? My brother told me about that. Neostigmine is a type of cholinesterase. I said that right on the first try. Inhibitor.
Wow. Great job.
I paused because I didn't believe I had said it correctly. That means it's a sort of antidote for tubocurarine. Sorry, but I still don't get it. How easy do I have to make it? Okay, fine. I'll start at the top, alright? The stuff I've got in here is neostigmine, which counteracts the muscle relaxant tubocurarine. Following me? Tubocurarine is the poison in our bracelets, right? Right.
So it's just so they just have to power through the muscle relaxant, which will, Okay.
It's the second thing we get injected with if we're penalized.
First is the Soparil, which puts you to sleep. 9 minutes later, the tubocurarine is injected, numbing your respiratory muscles. I guess you could say it'll really take your breath away.
So you're saying this neostigmine keeps it from working? Yes. Oh my god, how many times are you going to make me say it? So we can just inject ourselves with this if we get penalized? Yeah. We don't have to die. We are going to be okay. We can only pull the trigger once, though. That means we can only use it on one person. Yeah. Well, it's still good news. This means one of us can break the rules once. Like, let's see. The best way to use it would be for sneaking through the number 9 door. If somebody gets 9 points, they can open it, right? With this stuff, somebody who doesn't have 9 points could still leave with them. Anyway, I am gonna go tell Alice. What? Hey! Clover, wait! Clover! It was too late. Clover was already on the lift and gone. Damn. I was, I think, understandably, upset. With no stairs, my only choice was to wait for the lift to come back down. As soon as it was back, I jumped on and headed upstairs.
I don't see a console for it on the bottom. The only console for it is on the lift itself. So is it possible they could get someone stuck down there?
Fi!
I'm right here. You don't have to yell at me.
Where did Clover go?
I love this Fi expression. Thank you again. Someone had posted Fi emotes in the Discord. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Did they post the completely blank face one?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's my favorite. Fi, can you hear me? She didn't say anything, just stared at me with her mouth half open. Her eyes seemed slightly glazed, and her body was unnaturally stiff. Fi? I grabbed his shoulder and shook her gently. Slowly, she raised her arm, fingers drooping limply from it. She gestured toward the exit that led away from the warehouse.
Is Fi infected with Radical 6?
That way? She went out that door. Phi's only answer was a slow, shallow nod.
This definitely feels like the Route 6 part of it, yeah?
Yep. Right, got it. Thanks. I headed for the exit, then paused. You look pretty tired. Get some rest, all right? Still no response. There was something odd about her, but catching Clover seemed like more of a priority.
Or maybe, like Sigma, she gets the first part of it, but then just can't be affected by the rest of it. Yeah?
Maybe. We also don't know that Sigma is unaffected by the rest of it.
I thought, well...
We just know that that episode for a couple minutes there was fine, but we don't know that it doesn't keep happening and that route doesn't end with Sigma dying of it.
True.
I turned back around and jogged out the door toward the treatment center.
Why are you playing the No One Is Here music?
Because no one's here. Huh? This is weird. Where is everybody? I'd assumed Alice would be in the treatment center, so Clover would have gone there to find her, but the room was empty. Luna and Tenmyoji were gone too. They'd left Quark, and the readout on his pod said his vital signs were still normal.
Thank God someone turned off the laser.
As far as I could tell, he was still asleep. Fine. Guess it's time to go look somewhere else. I made my way out of the treatment center.
Huh. What the fuck happened? Where the hell is everyone? What?
You can tell shit's weird because it's not even giving us the cutscene.
Oh, the poster.
What the hell? What is going on here? I can't find anybody. Every single room is empty. Wait. There's still one place I haven't checked. The infirmary.
Oh no, is this finally where we get that one CG I've seen in the intro that hasn't been used yet?
I don't know what you're referring to. I ran into the room and stopped short. I might as well have run into a brick wall. My chest tightened so much I could barely breathe. No. What happened? I felt my whole body convulse, whether from terror or nausea, I couldn't tell. My legs went limp and I crumpled to the floor. Something sticky pressed against the palm of my hand, and I looked down to see blood. A vast, warm pool of fresh blood, stretching out across the room, lapping at my legs and hands. Why? This can't be real. How could...
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one.
In the middle of the lake of blood, like an island of flesh, were bodies. They were a bloody tangle of lifeless limbs and dead eyes, with too much blood and chaos for me to tell who was who. Had they sliced themselves open or stabbed one another? I couldn't tell. All the blood. Too much blood.
Everyone except Quark
And Kay.
and Kay.
Whatever they'd done, it was clear what tool they'd used to do it.
I wonder if, based on Phi's reaction and Sigma's reaction, I wonder if someone let out some Radical 6
Could be.
in the facility. Because that would explain how everyone goes, like, explain everyone's reactions and how they go to kill themselves, right?
Yep.
Except we don't know what K is up to, or if K would be affected.
Kay's sitting there just trying to do it, but the scalpel just goes clink, 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 clink.
Oh no! I wanted to participate! Wait, but if they were all going at root 6 speed, wouldn't that mean that they're all synced up with one another and therefore it's fine? 1 over root 6 speed? Yeah? Yeah?
A scalpel lay in the blood next to them, its handle and blade streaked with gore. This was how they had died, this tiny blade. Oh God, this is it. It's all over. This is how it ends. That's right. I have to end it. This nightmare will finally be over. Time to wake up. My fingers scraped across the floor as I picked up the scalpel.
Interesting. Sigma does seem just as susceptible to Radical 6. So then what did happen in the other? Or he could just be having a mental break after seeing 6 bodies in front of him.
I lifted it slowly, carefully to my neck, as if someone were guiding my hand with theirs, and drew it across my throat.
Interesting. So that was Clover End. Right?
Probably.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Interesting. So why is it in that route specifically that something gets out? And what is it about us going to the infirmary, like our group specifically going to the infirmary, that changed something? Or maybe someone... Well, either way...
What I've been wondering is it contagious? It would seem like it'd have to be, so why hasn't it spread immediately from Quark having got it? Why didn't they get it in every other route?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about. Like, if it was because they hadn't had enough exposure to him. But then Alice Alice goes and dies on her own. But I just assumed it would have taken more. Well, let's go pick Betray, yeah?
I suppose so.
I assume this will get us a pretty tidy ending here. And by tidy, I mean people won't let us leave and we'll get a game over ASAP.
I'm curious if that happens.
Me too.
I'm not necessarily convinced.
Haha! Fuck you, Quark!
What did you choose, Sigma? You didn't see me push the button? No. Huh. Well, you'll know in a moment. What you want to do after that is up to you. You can come with me if you want, or you can stay here. Your choice. That's as good as saying you chose Betray. I grinned and headed toward the display.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen. Hey. Yep. Yep.
Ooh.
No, that feels awful. Oh, nope, doesn't feel good.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points. What did you do, Clover?
Sorry, it wasn't me.
Sigma, huh?
Yeah.
Care to explain this then?
What's there to explain? It's exactly what it looks like. I'm getting out of here. What? Are you going with him, Clover? When they all turned to look at Clover, I made my move. My feet pounded across the metal floor of the warehouse as I ran for the number 9 door. Hey, wait! He'd have to do better than shout if he wanted to stop me. It was closer. I was almost there. I took out one last running leap and slammed into the wall, the unlocking device right in front of me. With a yell of triumph, I threw the lever down.
But because this is Sigma, he cannot be allowed to leave.
We don't know that. He's left before. The door began to open. A heavy metallic grinding noise filled the room.
Shit, that son of a bitch actually did it.
His voice sounded almost surprised. I turned to face him. Sorry, but it looks like this is goodbye.
Sigma?
Don't worry. I'll go to the police as soon as I get out and come back with help. I'm not going to just leave you all here to die.
Don't give me that shit. I know a liar when I see one.
Really? Maybe you should get your eyes checked.
Ugh. Are you guys just going to let him run off like this?
No way. I can't allow that. He took advantage of a sick child. He is just a coward. Agreed. I also agree. But unlike with Dio, we're gonna do something about it this time.
That's it then. Let's get him. Ready?
Yeah. He's toast. Just leave it to us.
Hey now, don't do anything you'll regret. This door only opens once, you know. If you stop me, then...
Give it up. Charge!
That's crab bucket mentality.
Shit. I spun back around to face the door. There it was, right in front of me. Freedom. I leapt for it, or at least I tried. It happened in the blink of an eye. Suddenly, my cheek was being pressed against the cold steel floor of the warehouse.
See? Anyone but Sigma. When it's anyone except Sigma, suddenly we're all powerless to stop them. The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
Shit. Let me go. Let me go of me, goddammit. I could feel something huge, heavy, and metal pressed against my back. Kay had to be holding me down. I flailed and kicked, but it didn't do any good. What are you doing? You're just killing yourselves. The door only opens once. If I don't...
I know. Go, Clover.
Huh?
You're the only one of us with 9 BP. Nobody else can get out.
But...
This is an order from your commanding officer. You are to escape from this facility, and once you've accomplished that, call for help.
That's...
Stop complaining and go. If that door closes, it is all over. None of us will get out of here alive. Leave.
The door had already begun to close. The space was narrowing quickly, but it was still wide enough for a single person to make it through.
Fine. You didn't leave me much choice.
Ah! I couldn't see what had happened, but I heard enough to guess. Alice had shoved Clover through the door. Looking up, I could see Clover's feet just beyond the doorway. Alice!
Go. Call for help. I'm counting on you.
Alice! No! I can't.
You see what I mean? It's only Sigma. The number 9 door has been closed. This ends the Nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay. Yep, that's kind of what I figured. All right. Heaven forbid Sigma get an ending like that, huh?
Yeah. So that's all the major branches, huh?
That's all the major branches.
Now
Okay,
it's just
so at
the-
this point, let's take a moment to kind of take stock of things. We've got one lock over here. We don't... Does that mean we can solve this one?
Yeah.
Confine KB saved. Okay. This one is going through the computer screen.
Yep.
Right? This one is diffusing the bombs over here on the right.
Yep.
And there's one more game where I have to go back and get the gold file for.
Yep.
So I think what we'll do next time. Next time, I think we'll start with the gold files.
All right.
Since we are, at this point, we have done, I think, as much as we're going to see. And I would like to go through those. And then I think maybe we'll continue over here on the left side, not with the password, but with this last branch of information.
Which is going to be someone's ending.
Yeah. And then we'll see you all next time for a bunch of reading.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Peace.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.